Sweet Liar by Jude Deveraux. Read by Mel Harris.
Louisville, Kentucky, 1991. Why would my father do this to me? I thought he loved me. Samantha Elliot stared at her father's lawyer. 3 hours before, she had stood by her father's grave and watched with hot, dry eyes as they lowered his coffin into the ground. She was only 28 years old, yet she had already seen more death than most people experience in a lifetime. She was the only one left now. Both her parents were gone, her grandparents were gone, and Richard, her husband, might as well be dead, for she'd received the final divorce papers on the day her father died. Samantha, your father did love you. It's because he loved you that he made this request of you in his will. Pulling a ring of keys from his pocket, the attorney put them on the desk. These are the keys to your father's apartment in New York. If you need anything else, please let me know. Samantha? She nodded, but she didn't turn around when she heard him leave. She was tempted to walk away from the entire deal. She could support herself. But if she didn't do what her father wanted, she would lose all the money he'd left. If she were careful, her inheritance would make her financially independent for the rest of her life. But for some reason, her father had decided that before she could have the money, she had to spend a year in New York looking through musty old files in the hope of finding some trace of her grandmother, who had walked out on her family when Samantha was 8 months old. And yet, if her father wanted her to try to find his mother, then that is what Samantha would do. Hadn't she been doing exactly what he wanted for years? 15 minutes after Samantha Elliot landed in New York, her wallet was stolen. She knew it was her own fault because she had reached inside her purse to get a tissue and forgotten to close the zipper. At least she'd had sense enough to put $150 in her carry-on so she wasn't destitute. After she discovered the theft, she had the brand-new learning experience of canceling her credit cards. Then she had to get a taxi, the first taxi she had ridden in her life. It was the dirtiest automobile she had ever seen. The cab drove under a bridge that looked as though it should have been condemned, then down streets filled on both sides with tiny, dirty windowed shops. The paper her father's attorney had given her said that the apartment was in a brownstone in the East 60s, between Park and Lexington.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?